Steve, Happy New Year. How you doing?
I'm good. Happy New Year to you as well.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you as always. I wanted to congratulate you.
Thank you. So I wanted to ask you, just for people that are curious, like, we told some of your story as it is current, but how about what brought you to AA? Like, what were your pitfalls and what was maybe your bottom, or just how did you arrive in AA?
Well, not to make it too long of a story, I started drinking when I was in high school, and then over the next 20 years I continued to drink, kind of natural progression. Beers on the weekends in high school, and beers 3 days a week, several years into it, beers every night of the week, and then eventually I moved from Tampa down to Port Everglades to take over an oil company down there, and I said to myself this would be like a new beginning. Stopped drinking, but it was, the bars were still open down there, and I started drinking shots and then beer, shots and then beer. I got married while I was down there, and my drinking destroyed that.
How long were you married?
I was married about 4 years to a beautiful girl from Venezuela. And after that broke up, I just started drinking more and more. I wasn't drinking beer at all anymore, and then I was not drinking mixed drinks anymore. I was drinking just pure shots. And it was as if I was in a race always to get drunk as quickly as I could and as fucked up as I could. I was a blackout drinker, and I could have gotten into a lot of trouble along the way, but my father, being a police officer, pretty much got me out of everything that I got myself into. And eventually I became a bottle drinker, the kind of thing that you see in the movie, like Leaving Las Vegas, where you just want this guy to stop, but I can't stop, and I'm drinking large bottles of vodka every night and blacking out every night. And one day in February last year, I drank myself to a .60, and what's found in my car was a loaded .45 caliber pistol in my lap, and was in a coma. I was rushed to the hospital, and I was there for almost 2 months. And when I came out of the hospital, I had cirrhosis, anemia, hypertension, edema, ascites, and stage 1 varices. And I wasn't expected to live, but I did, and that's kind of a quick summary of my drinking history.
Well, I can tell you that we certainly have thrown back a couple shots here and there, and as I had my issues, or have issues with alcohol, it seemed that yours was pretty severe, whereas a lot of people just kind of monitor their drinking and have a couple 6 or 8, but you were straight to the shots. I remember that.
Yeah, like I said, it was kind of a race, and once I got into that, I couldn't escape it. I tried. I probably didn't try very hard, but when I found out that I was, very, very sick, I quit for 4 months successfully. But I wasn't in the program or anything like that, and I had spoken to you. You had tried to get me into treatment, and I told you I didn't need it. But that's my stinking thinking that got me in trouble again. I started, after the 4 months, something happened one day and I started drinking again. And at that point, I mean, anytime I drink today, I'm going to the hospital. I mean, I've been to the hospital probably 10 times in the last year because of drinking, and I've been in several psych wards because I always say something really nuts when I'm at the ER, like, you know, I'd rather be dead or something to that effect. And but I did finally make my way to treatment at Turning Point, where you had always tried to get me to go since, you know, last year at this time.
Yeah, and you were in there 60 days, correct?
It's like 65 days, and it was a good experience. I learned a lot, and I came out thinking I had this thing beat, and it's not so much, it goes so much deeper than just, you know, having the resolve and working the program. You really have to avoid situations that put pressure on you to drink. And I didn't do that. I knew better a couple of times, and I went ahead and, you know, sought out my own will and didn't listen to the suggestions that were given, and I relapsed, and been in the hospitals again since then. So,
well, with those relapses, that caused even more strife for your parents and siblings. I mean, how is that relationship now? I mean, you've got a month, just a little over a month sober. And how's that relationship around the holidays? How'd it go?
Well, my father and my brother won't speak to me. I don't know if that'll ever change. They call that like the wreckage of our past. And I don't know if that's going to be able to be fixed or not. But my mom has never given up on me and is been there and will always be there. So that's a great thing. In the holidays I spent with my mom. I spent some of the time with Mike Keith's mother and a couple of other friends. So it was a good holiday. I didn't have any struggles with alcohol or anything like that. And hopefully, I like to think that I've learned something from those relapses, something that I can apply in the future so it doesn't happen again. And that's all about avoiding situations that put outside pressure on me to drink.
Right. Yeah, it's good that you learn from relapse. That's if there's one positive from it, that would be it. So I gotta say, a giant orange man just peed in my pool. Did you notice him?
Yeah, that was that the pool boy?
Yeah, he's really big and he's orange, and he peed in my pool.
Wow.
Well, look, it seems that things are in a good place here, and as I've known you, relapse always seems to come around this time. So as you're at 30 days and 60. And you're going day by day, just keep that in your head and hopefully just stay sober and have a good 2011.
Yeah, that's my wish for 2011. Try to get healthy if it's possible, and definitely, no matter what, don't drink.
All right, well, Happy New Year, Steve.
Happy New Year to you, Jim.
Glad you're here.
Thanks.
What? What's my name?
Jaime? Sorry, Jaime.
Earl.
Earl. We'll go with that.
See you next time.
See you, buddy.